NAA public meeting for today, May 9th, 2024. We just would like to read you the public notice. Before we get started, my name is TJ Clark, City Councilman, Assistant Majority Leader. I'm joined by my council colleagues, Councilwoman Kelly Bilodeau, Councilman Amilca Hernandez, and Councilwoman Mally Rosado. The Neighborhood Assistance Act program is authorized as per Chapter 228A of the Connecticut General Statutes, Section 12-631-12-638, and Public Act 95-268. The Neighborhood Assistance Act, NAA, is a program of the State Department of Revenue Services, DRS, designed to encourage funding for municipal and tax-exempt organizations by providing a corporation business tax credit for businesses wishing to make cash contributions to qualifying entities. Up to $5 million in tax credits will be made available in the state of Connecticut through the 2024 NAA program. Each representing organization will have up to 5 minutes to present their statements to the Court of Common Council. Per my list, I have 4 individuals representing organizations that will provide testimony tonight to the City Council. First on my list is Angela Harris, and when you're called, can you please state your name and your organization that you are representing? Angela Harris. Well, I'm sorry. Before Angela starts, I believe our Director of Management, Budget, and Grants has a presentation that he would like to offer.
Good evening. Thank you, Councilman Clark and other members of the council. We do have a brief overview of the program just to introduce it and set out the process and the purpose of the program. So thank you. I'm joined here by Damaris Diaz of the Budget Office and Ronnie Vasquez of the Grants Office. And we'll provide a quick overview. Thank you. Thank you. My understanding is that the folks online could not hear. Are we audible to everybody online now?
Hear you now, sir.
Great, thank you. So we have a brief overview of the program and how it works, and thank you. So with me is Damaris Diaz of the Budget Office and Ronnie Vasquez of the Grants Office.
Good evening, council members. My name is Damaris Diaz from the Management, Budget, and Grants Office. I'm here to present the overview of the 2024 Neighborhood Assistance Act program. The Neighborhood Assistance Act is a Connecticut Department of Revenue Services tax credit program intended to incentivize contributions by business entities to nonprofit organizations. Participating municipalities are required by state law to manage and oversee the local process. This is not a grant program. Funds for the proposed projects are solicited by participating nonprofit organizations from corporate donors. Tax credits are authorized by the Connecticut Department of Revenue Services. This is a list of the eligible programs that businesses can receive credit for. Businesses that contribute to energy conservation or to comprehensive college access loan forgiveness can receive 100% tax credit. All of the others on this list, such as community services or child care services, receive 60% tax credit. The NAA is a two-part application and funding process. The first part is the NAA-01 applications, which are completed and submitted to the City of Hartford by tax-exempt organizations. This fiscal year, they were due by March 29th. These applications include a program proposal that is subject to a public hearing and require approval by the Court of Common Council before being able to submit to the state of Connecticut. If approved, we must submit on or before July 1st of 2024. A list of approved nonprofit organizations will be issued by September 15th. Organizations on this list will then be eligible to solicit NAA donations. The second part of the NAA application is the NAA-02, which is for businesses seeking a tax credit and must be submitted to the Connecticut Department of Revenue Services. This application is not available until September 15th and is due by October 1st. If approved, the Department of Revenue Services will then issue an approval letter to the business that can make qualifying contributions. This fiscal year, the annual cap on total credits statewide is $5 million. A contributing business is limited to receive $150,000 in tax credits annually. However, it is likely that the credits applied for will far exceed the reduced cap. In its review of applications received throughout the state, Connecticut Department of Revenue Services will prorate the credits available among approved organizations. This fiscal year, we have received 51 applications from eligible nonprofit organizations for projects totaling $5.69 million. The list of nonprofit organizations was included in the resolution, and the actual applications were sent by email via SharePoint earlier this week. And this is just a timeline of the events that are coming, that have passed. And so when we receive them today, which is the public hearing, hopefully in June we can have the resolution decision. We'll submit the proposals to DRS, and then in September is when we get the list. There's that 2 weeks where the businesses apply, and then after October, we'll get the approved list. Any organization that receives over $25,000 must conduct a post-project audit, which they submit to us within 3 months of the completion date. That concludes it. Questions?
Thank you very much for the presentation, and we hope that was helpful for the viewing audience. I neglected to mention that we are streaming live from HPA-TV.org and also on the other streaming platforms, Apple TV, Roku, Comcast Xfinity, Channel 69, Channel 96, and Frontier Channel 6032, and also on HPA-TV's Facebook page. With that said, if I'm not omitting anything, before I call the speakers, just wanted to read the resolution that is before us now, and it's the only item on our agenda. Mayor Aralampulam with the company resolution authorizing the submission of the list of community programs eligible for the 2024 Connecticut Neighborhood Assistance Act NAA tax credit program to the Connecticut Department of Revenue Service, which also has a corresponding letter that he provided to the council and corresponding resolution that has been made available to the public. And there are a total of 51 organizations that have submitted their name and their applications to the um, Management Budget and Grants Department for consideration of NAA tax credits. And there are 4 names on the list again, and I'm going to call on Angela Harris from the Phillips Health Ministry.
Angela, would you like for me to begin? Greetings, Councilman Clark.
For the Phillips, yes. If you are,
Yes, we're together. If he could start.
yes, that's fine.
Okay. My name is Fred Phillips, first of all, and I am a board member of both Ida B. Wells as well as the steward board at the Phillips Metropolitan CME Church. And we come before you today to request participation in the maximum amount to do work on and replace HVAC equipment that has been outdated. We have a health ministry at 2550 Main Street, and we want to not go up on the rent for the tenants. So we want to make sure that in the wintertime they're warm, and in the summertime they're cool. We also have a unit over at the church at 2500 Main Street that is also outdated that we'd like to do work on and or replace. And we also have the lights in the parking lot next to the church, which we would like to request. Actually, we would like to request lighting for that area, especially during the times when the city uses it for snow removal. We have a stipulated agreement where the residents in the area can park in that particular lot, but it's not lighted as of yet. Angela?
Through you, Mr. Chair, I had requested the ability to share screen, and it is currently disabled.
No,
Is
you should be able to do that. You've been made a host.
from the Phillips Health Ministry.
On for
Yes,
on your profile.
I'm speaking from the one, but I want to share from Phillips Health Ministry.
Okay, we're working on changing the host to that other one. Unfortunately, since you are the host now, I think that we lost the ability of making that change ourselves.
Okay, so let me see if I can do it. Okay. It's not allowing me to. Okay, hold on. Okay. Can you all see that?
Yes. Before you started, I paused the clock, so you have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left of your 5 minutes.
Okay. So again, we're representing Phillips Metropolitan CME Church in this discussion. We have two projects. One is for the Phillips campus, and the other is for the Ida B. Wells, Phillips Metropolitan Apartments in honor of Ida B. Wells on Coventry Street. We have two projects. Is it 5 minutes per project, or I just want to be clear
No,
on the
ma'am.
timing?
It's 5 minutes in total.
Okay, so I'm going to just go really quickly so you can see. For those that don't know, Phillips Metropolitan CME Church is on North Main Street at the intersection of Main and Westland in the North End. These are pictures of the units at the church building that are on the exterior. The interior units are not shown. This is the office complex, Phillips Health Center, where we house multiple nonprofit organizations, and we would like to be able to maintain rents at a reasonable rate so that any of their proceeds can go to providing their staff with livable wages and benefits. We have the Agape Family Medical Center, Hartford Behavioral Health, Hartford Communities That Care, Mothers United Against Violence, the Muhammad Mosque number 14. We host Narcotics Anonymous meetings, as well as Generations of Hope Haiti. This building was purchased in 1996. However, it was built in 1960. So you can imagine that there's a need for lots of the equipment over the years have been repaired, and we're looking to replace as much of it as possible in phases. And we will continue to apply for this program until we can get everything turned over. This is an overhead view of the campus, and you'll see across the street there are multiple apartment buildings that don't have a lot of off-street parking. So during the winter months, we have an agreement with the city that we open our lot until it's developed to provide off-street parking during snow bans. When the blue lights go on, cars do get towed from the streets, and we are good neighbors, so we have opened the lot to accommodate, and we're wanting everyone to be safe. During the winter months, it gets dark early, so we want to have lighting for said lot. And then just really quickly, we want to thank you for this presentation. If you give me a moment, I will stop sharing and just flip over to the other, so you can see the Ida B. Wells building. Can you all see that?
Yes, we can.
And this structure is on Coventry Street, opened in 2005. And being a 19-year-old facility, we will anticipate needing to repair and hopefully replace the various units, HVAC units. This top photo is of the outdoor air conditioning unit. Internally in the mechanical room, we have double of everything so that we have redundancy. So our seniors are never without either hot water or heat. We have 2 furnaces, 2 water heaters, and we have 2 single speed heat exchangers, which we hope to replace with variable speed heat exchangers that are much more energy efficient. And that is what we have for our projects. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer. Thank you for this time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Angela, and thank you, Brother Phillips. We appreciate your presentation.
And who should I send the host back to?
Can you send the host back to Councilman Hernandez?
Okay.
Next on our list is Courtney L. Adams.
And we have covered that, so he will not, he's the pastor of Phillips, and he
Okay,
was unavailable tonight. So we
gotcha.
had redundancy. So in anticipation of any issues. So we're all set. Thank you.
Not a problem. Following Courtney, and Fred was already on the list, and so he went. And so we have Jennifer Barrell. Good evening. If you can just state your name and the organization you're representing, and you have 5 minutes for your public hearing presentation. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Assistant Majority Leader and other members of the council, thank you and good evening. My name is Jennifer Burrill, and I am speaking on behalf of Health Equity Solutions. Health Equity Solutions is dedicated to advocating for the well-being of people and communities in Connecticut, and of course our Hartford communities who bear the brunt of disproportionately adverse health outcomes. While Connecticut is noted as one of the healthiest states, collected public data reveals glaring disparities in health outcomes, particularly along racial and ethnic lines. A few examples: babies born to Black mothers face a mortality rate before their first birthday that's over 4 times higher than their counterparts born to white mothers. Asthma affects Black and Hispanic children and teens at rates nearly 5 and 4 times higher, respectively, than their white peers. And Black men face a nearly 2-fold higher risk of death from prostate cancer compared to white men. Health Equity Solutions' mission is focused on understanding the root causes of these disparities. Through rigorous research, advocacy, and community engagement, HES endeavors to dismantle systemic barriers, foster equitable policies, and cultivate a landscape where every individual, regardless of race or ethnicity, can thrive in good health. As a nonprofit organization, Health Equity Solutions funds its work through a variety of ways, including revenue raised from charitable donations and grants. This fall, on September 26, 2024, HES is hosting a signature event to celebrate our organization's 10-year anniversary that will include significant sponsorship opportunities that will be offered to the greater Hartford business community. The incentives made possible by the NAA could result in valuable support from potential corporate donors towards HES's 10th year anniversary. In turn, support raised from our anniversary event will help fund our community organizing and engagement work with Hartford residents towards advocating for policy changes. We are hopeful that the City Council finds that our work and application aligns with the objectives put forth by the NAA. And on behalf of Health Equity Solutions, we would like to thank the City Council for their work to administer the Neighborhood Assistance Act and this opportunity to represent the work Health Equity Solutions is doing to support the residents of the Hartford community. If there are any questions, we'd be happy to take some, but thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your testimony. We do appreciate it. I only have the names that I called on the list. Is there anybody else that has joined us on the screen that wants to provide testimony to the City Council for consideration of your organization's application? Is there anybody else that did not sign up through our council office that would like to provide testimony now? Is there anybody else that did not sign up that would like to present testimony now before the council for consideration of their NAA application? Going once, going twice. Yes, please. If you can state your name and the organization you're representing, that would be most appreciated. And you have 5 minutes.
I appreciate it. My name is Kevin Paulin, and I'm currently at downtown New Haven because I'm also work with developmentally disabled. So I have one of my clients doing an outing. But as Kevin Paulin, one of my roles is executive director of Winning Ways, which is a statewide nonprofit that works with reentry individuals that are in recovery, as well as domestic violence victims and at-risk youth. And what we do, we started back in 2016 in the city of New Haven, and then we expanded throughout the state. And what we do is we work with individuals that have experienced trauma, essentially, and provide them with life skills. Our flagship program is financial literacy, where we help to break down the barriers between banking and our community, debunking myths, and really building rapport between the two, so that it could be a profitable and pleasant experience for the community that we serve. We also do art programming as well as employment services. And we are new to the scene in Hartford and New Haven. We've been partnering with Yale and many of the institutions in New Haven, as well as the city of New Haven. And Hartford is a city that we just have come and did some programs within the last year, mainly CSI. So what we do is we go into halfway houses. It's a substance abuse facilities, and we meet people where they're at. And we do these programs through lived experience and credible messaging of people that are from the community, that have experienced trauma, that experience incarceration, have experienced substance abuse, and the people that's been able to change their story and change their path or their trajectory in life, and then give back, paying it forward. So with this, I didn't plan to speak, so I was just come to listen, but I appreciate the brother just asking if someone else want to speak. And I just want to just make sure that we were, that we go on record to say that the support of the city of Hartford is greatly needed when it comes to this. I think this tool or this project can be used as a tool to help nonprofits like Winning Ways or like the individuals that just spoke before me, and give us another avenue to raise funds to continue to make impact. And essentially, I can't speak for everyone, but when it comes to leading a nonprofit, we never get as much as we need. We always striving to find more funding, and we're never able to pay the people that really do the work, that's really, the front line, what they really deserve when it comes to the nonprofit sector. So, having the NAA happen, whether it's the city of Hartford or anywhere else, will be very advantageous for nonprofits as a whole, and another tool that we can use to generate funding to continue to make impact and to continue to improve our community from within. So we're at winningwaysct.org, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir, for your testimony. Is there anybody else that did not sign up that would like to provide testimony to the City Council in consideration for your NAA application? Is there anybody else that did not get an opportunity to sign up that would like to speak? Is there anybody else that would like to speak that did not get a chance to sign up? Going once, going twice. This item is now closed. Councilman Hernandez, is there anybody in the audience, in the chambers?
No.
Right. So since there is no one in the audience and no one on the screen, this matter is now closed, and we would like to thank everyone who took the opportunity to testify before the City Council for consideration of their NAA application. And this public hearing of the NAA application is now adjourned. Thank you very much. The next steps is that the council will consider this, and we will vote at one of our upcoming meetings, hopefully before the month is over. So please stay tuned to when this item will be on the agenda, and we thank you again for coming before us. Have a good night and take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.